This is BTV. Profiling innovative companies on national TV and financial portals. With host, Taylor Tone.
Hello, I'm Taylor Tone, and welcome to BTV-Business Television, where this week we look at promising investments in the markets and in your neighborhood. Our first story features Freshslice Pizza's unique franchising model, saving franchise owners money and making them very happy.
We have approval rating of 90%, which is huge.
A massive silver discovery in Argentina isn't Golden Arrow's CEO's first big success, or even his second.
I think everybody is looking for a discovery, and not too many people have one. So this is my third.
Lomiko Metals CEO drops by to talk about two major graphene discoveries and how the rapid rise in 3D printing is nothing but good news for his company.
We know where the graphene market is going. It's just starting, and we want to be in on the ground floor.
Treating the brain is notoriously difficult, but now that it is partnered with the U.S. Department of Defense, Helius Medical Technologies is ready to make a difference.
We are poised with one of the first devices designed to treat neurological symptoms.
All that, plus investing advice from analysts on how to find good deals in bad markets. If you're looking for investments, you don't want to miss this week's show. Stay with us. Low oil prices are great for consumers, but not so much for oil companies or those who invest in them. Or are they? Editor of Oil and Gas Investments Bulletin, Keith Schaefer, tells us what to look for.
For investors, this low oil price actually makes investing really easy. In each sector, whether it's gas, oil, or services, there's only about 3 or 4 companies in each of those sectors that are the leaders, the low-cost producers, who are run by the management teams that are supported by the street, who can make it work. So instead of having to look at 40, 50 companies, now you only have to look at 10.
Next, Keith shares what he's saying to investors that are looking for deals amongst those juniors. Buy, wait.
In a low oil price environment, I'm telling investors, A, you can be patient, and B, like I say, it's so simple right now. I know in a bull market, we were all tempted to buy all these different stocks in exotic countries or one-hit wonders that had great leverage. Forget about that. That's not what this market is about. That's a bull market investment. We're not there right now. You want to be cautious, stick with the leaders. The leaders on good days bounce the most and give you your best capital gains.
Coming up, we check out a franchise opportunity with a unique agreement model that could make for a tasty investment. Stay with us.
This is BTV.
Welcome back to BTV. If you believe in taking advice from those with proven track records, when it comes to franchises, it's hard to beat Brian Scudamore. The university dropout started a junk removal service back in 1989 with an old truck and a vision. Today, 1-800-GOT-JUNK has over 150 locations and has spawned a franchise that paints your home in one day and another that moves you. We asked Brian what you should think about when you're considering investing in a franchise.
3 things that I would suggest that a potential franchise partner would look for in a franchisor is, number 1, do you like the franchisor? Do you think they're going to be there to support you? Do they have a great reputation? Do they have very little, if any, legal action against them? Are they good people that you know will be there to support you and partner with you as you build your business locally? Number 2 is you've got to look for an opportunity that you believe has great potential. Do you believe in the business? Do you believe it has room to scale and grow? Can you be the biggest, most dominant player in your market? Assuming that people like to get into franchises to grow something, do you believe that the opportunity is something that you can grow? And number 3 is I would talk to franchise partners in the system and find out their thoughts on the business, how they're being supported by the franchisor, what the good and bad and the ugly is of the business they're in, but really do your due diligence and research. If you talk to our franchise partners, not every single person is completely thrilled and happy, but they'll tell you honestly that they believe in the model and they believe in us as a franchisor.
We all want a good return on our investments. Traditionally, as investors, we've turned to banks and markets to improve our portfolios. But some have also turned to franchises. Franchises have a lot of advantages, though they can be expensive to get into. That is, unless you want to open a Freshslice Pizza store. Freshslice's operating model lowers the cost of entry, all while offering a very promising return on investment. Here now is a slice of Freshslice. Each day, more than 20,000 customers in British Columbia alone enjoy pizza, pasta, chicken, and more at a Freshslice Pizza restaurant. The company's commitment to quality food and outstanding service has won many awards, including the Consumer's Choice Award for Business Excellence 3 years running. Freshslice owes its start to one man's need to find a job and an idea he thought his entrepreneurial spirit could bring to life.
The idea basically came, I was a contractor and developer, and I kind of in late 90s I find myself out of job because the British Columbia economy was down. And I was just throwing different ideas on the table, different business plan. And I came across this Freshslice concept, fresh pizza, healthy pizza, buy the slice rather than focus on delivery. And the return on investment on the business plan was great. And me being an entrepreneur, I had zero experience, so I said, let's start.
Since that day, Freshslice has expanded to almost 80 stores from its original Vancouver location. First, it reached out to Vancouver Island, then to the Okanagan, and now further still.
Northern BC will be the next area of focus, and then end of September we're heading out to Alberta. Going to start in southern Alberta, Calgary market. The other area we're focusing on right now is Ontario. We do have 6 corporate stores out there right now. We are looking for a development partner in the Toronto market.
Freshslice has created a disruptive franchise model, lowering the financial bar for startup by about 1/3.
Overall, our investment cost compared to competition is much less. Why is it less? Because we are the dealer of equipment and smallware. We buy directly from them, and we add only 15% and we sell it to our partner. As a result, it's cost everybody less, rather than going through the third party.
Every aspect of a franchisee's Freshslice restaurant is provided by corporate headquarters, from in-store equipment to outfitting new restaurants, all at a fraction of the price of contracting out. Even pizza ingredients and dough are created at a central facility for baking fresh on site. And that creates serious savings.
We have invented a system on a dough making which saves us about 800% on the labor. Better consistency, better productivity, better efficiency, better product, 800% saving on the labor.
There is no royalty fees. So every dollar you sell goes right back into your restaurant. There are no marketing fees, but the marketing support is better than just about anybody out there.
Messages are very clear, healthiness, freshness.
With Freshslice, all of the back-end support is in place. You get all of the advantages of being in a franchise, all of the support of being in a franchise, but without the fees on top of it.
We love our franchisee. We call them partner. There is no double dipping in a system, no rebate program, no incentive program, no signing program. So 0, 0, 0, 0 all the way. We treat them like a partner. They treat us like a partner. We have approval rating of 90%, which is huge.
I started working as a worker in 1999. After that, I never even look back. I was employee, and then 2002, I started working as a manager. And then I bought my own Freshslice in 2007. First one, second one. Then I brought my sister as a partner, and then third one coming by next year.
Foot traffic is a critical factor for any Freshslice location success. Most of their business is walk-in, though they're now working on expanding their delivery infrastructure.
We are building a call center, freshslice.com, and we have a number 1844 Freshslice, so which is good for North America. So we are implementing those systems, and then another unique system is new POS that amalgamate all these 3 of them together. So hopefully when we have that completed, then we can expand, hopefully all over.
With plans of expansion well underway, chances are a piece of award-winning Freshslice Pizza could be coming to your neighborhood soon.
The profitability aspect of this franchise is so far above what everybody else is doing. That's what drew me into it. I think this is going to be the future of the franchising business model, and I think we're just on the cusp of major expansion across Canada.
What I believe in business is simplicity, honesty, and integrity.
Investors with Freshslice have the option of opening an entirely new location, or should one come available for sale, purchasing an already established store. You can find out more at their website. They're at freshslice.com. If you want to run a successful franchise operation, franchise specialist Rob Lancet says you best start by looking at yourself.
The biggest question that I get asked all the time by friends or even people that I meet that find out that I'm in the world of franchising is, what's hot? You know, what's the best franchise out there? Well, the answer is there is no best franchise out there, because what's good for you might not be good for me. You have to take a look at you know, where your interests lie, how much money you have to invest, and you know, make a go of it. So there's no right or wrong franchise, and there's no best franchise, in my opinion.
When we come back, analysts always look to management's past as a clue to their company's potential future. We meet a CEO with past successes few can rival, and we look into a graphene discovery that can help fuel the hot 3D printer market. All that, and Mickey Fulp is back with his take on today's precious metals market.
This is BTV.
Welcome back to BTV. There's no denying it's a tough market for precious metals these days, but one day the smoke will clear. And when it does, analyst Mickey Fulp says the survivors will be those with strong fundamentals that you can buy today at bargain prices.
Overall, the exploration companies now are numbering about 1,400 on the Toronto Venture Exchange, are still in a world of hurt. But what we've done is we've separated the haves and the have-nots. About 700, half of those companies are well on their way to delisting. But what you got to do is go in and pick the few good ones. And there's still plenty of good companies. You need tight share structure, people, projects, and money in the bank, and find those. And now's the time to buy them, because they are beaten down. Baby gets thrown out with bathwater in markets like these.
Mickey also shares his thoughts on silver.
Silver is the poor man's gold, and it proved that again in 2014. It is always more volatile than gold. It has been beaten down quite robustly here over the last 6 or 7 months, and it got to that magic ratio of 75-1, which for me is a signal to buy physical silver over gold. It's since corrected back to about 72. It will go in lockstep, I think, with gold once again, but always be more volatile.
Every analyst looks closely at management's past when deciding what the company's future might look like, and few have a past as bright as Joseph Grosso. Grosso has 3 major silver discoveries under his belt, including one of the world's biggest, and today as president and CEO of Golden Arrow Resources, he's sitting on one of the largest discoveries of 2014.
The company has a large portfolio of properties in Argentina. Our focus project, Chinchilla Silver, is located in a major silver trend. In this trend, there are 7 producing silver mines. The stage of the project at the moment is a discovery, which is rapidly growing. We're continuing with a drilling program of 16,000 meters currently underway. We expect it should increase the number of ounces dramatically. We are advised by our technical people that Chinchilla silver is sufficient enough to generate 8 million ounces production per year with a mine life of 12 years. I think everybody is looking for a discovery, and not too many people have one. This is my 3rd. The first discovery happened in 1998, which was Gualcamayo. The second one of the biggest silver discovery in the world, which is called Navidad. And the 3rd one was 10 years later, believe it or not, Chinchilla, big discovery and I hope that will be my swan song, but the time will tell.
It's not often there's a new material with great potential, but that's what graphene is. In simple terms, graphene is a thin layer of superconductive pure carbon with more strength than steel. I'm here today with Benchmark Mineral Intelligence's Simon Moores. Simon, what does graphene's ground floor look like today?
So graphene's an even newer use, if you like. That's very new. Graphene is, if graphite is a stack of carbon layers, graphene is one of those layers. And once you isolate one layer, it became the world's first two-dimensional material, and then it gives it super properties, super strength, super conductivity that can beat anything out there. The point is it's still very much in the inception phase, and people have to create a market for that. No one's used graphene before, so they have to convince people to use it in lots of different materials such as plastics, cements, and things like that. But the question is, would you want to be the first guy to build a skyscraper made of graphene? It's a big step that could take a bit longer than people think.
I'm hearing of 3D printing with graphene. What are your thoughts on this?
Yes, that's a great story, isn't it? Merging the other big technology story, 3D printing, with the other one. It's a great marriage. In theory, it can happen. It's a case of waiting to see the first guys that can do it and see if it works. Once that happens, the market will move very quickly. Probably quicker than we've ever seen, certainly in a generation.
One company with a ready supply of graphene is Lomiko Metals. This Quebec-based company has 2 graphene deposits and investments in graphene technology, including 3D printing. Lomiko Metals CEO Paul Gill explains.
Lomiko is a graphene company incubator. We plan to invest in new technologies that will create a lot of value and a lot of interest for consumers in the future. Graphene is 200 times stronger than steel. It is electrically conductive, thermally conductive, and can replace anything from plastic to silicone. Lomiko is invested in Graphene 3D Lab, which takes graphene and coats it onto printing filament and puts it into a 3D printer. Graphene 3D Lab has 7,000 customers, so we think there's a huge opportunity as those companies start printing their patents into prototypes. Graphene energy storage devices is another investment of ours, and we plan to create supercapacitors made with graphene that will store energy a lot longer than normal lithium-ion batteries. Lomiko has properties in Quebec in close proximity to Imerys carbon and graphite. They're running out of ore at their current location. So we feel that staking and exploring in that particular area will give us a great advantage and an opportunity to create relationships with that company. Lomiko is a company that stands out. We know where the graphene market is going. It's just starting, and we want to be in on the ground floor, and we want to invite investors to do the same.
Recently, Graphene 3D launched another new product, and Lomiko closed a financing. You can find Lomiko Metals listed on the TSX Venture Exchange. Their symbol is LMR, and on the OTCQX symbol, LMRMF. Coming up, we introduce you to a company with a device that may help improve poor brain function, and they're developing it with the U.S. Department of Defense. Stay with us.
Looking for unbiased, non-paid editorial about investing in mining, oil and gas, and alternative energy stocks? Resource World magazine is the essential tool for investing in publicly traded resource companies. Resource World is distributed in 46 countries to stock investors, stock brokers, institutional investors, and others interested in the facts on investing in the resource sector. This valuable source of critical information is yours for only $39.95 or $59.95 for 2 years. Call toll-free now to order or go online at resourceworld.com.
This is BTV.
Welcome back. Well, meeting the management behind companies you're considering is key to intelligent investing. Here at BTV, we take you there. Look for features on many publicly traded and emerging company stories on our website. And to get ahead of the curve, sign up to find out who we're featuring before they go to air. And follow me on Twitter. I'm at BTV Taylor. Some years ago, your broker might have warned you against investing more than just a little bit of your portfolio in health stocks. But not today. We asked David Martin, Managing Director and Head of Equity Research at Bloom Burton, how he identifies healthcare stocks with the potential for substantial returns.
I think investors, as they're looking at the Canadian healthcare sector, should be aware that specialty pharma has already had a good move in Canada. And we've seen in previous cycles for the sector that the lead investments in specialty pharma, if they pay off well, leads to a trickle down to the biotech names. I'd also add that on this cycle, much as in the US, there is higher quality in the biotech sector. The companies have learned lessons on how to design and develop drugs better. There's a lot more information about the genetics of disease. So I think there are more good biotech companies in Canada than there were, say, 5-10 years ago.
Next, David explains where he thinks pharma's main focus is.
I'd say the thing that pharma is looking most interestedly at right now are two areas, and that's immuno-oncology and drugs for treating orphan diseases. Orphan diseases being very small populations, but where the drug can add significant value per patient in those small populations.
If you or your loved ones have suffered neurological problems acquired through disease or trauma, you know how hard it is to heal. Now, Helius Medical Technologies is developing a device that helps the brain heal itself. And they've got a powerful partner to help them out.
The focus of the company is to develop, acquire, and license technologies that are designed to help relieve neurological symptoms from disease or trauma. The first indication that we'll be seeking is for the relief of balance disorder in mild to moderate traumatic brain injury. Our patented technology, it's called the Portable Neuromodulation Stimulator. And this is a device here. It fits around your neck like this. And then this tongue stimulator fits on the array here, and then it fits into your tongue. The market potential is pretty big. At any given time in the US, there are 5.3 million patients who suffer from chronic symptoms of traumatic brain injury. That's an addressable market for us of over $10 billion. Our most important partnership is with the US Department of Defense. We signed a collaborative research and development agreement with them that essentially partners them with us to develop the clinical trials that are designed to clear the device through the FDA. We're going to be staying really focused on making sure that the commercialization plans for the PONS device is our #1 focus. We hope to be submitting to the FDA sometime in early 2016. We are poised with one of the first devices designed to treat neurological symptoms. We think that the opportunity for commercial success beyond helping an enormous amount of people is really a great opportunity for our shareholders.
Recently, the FDA has approved the registrational clinical trial and has deemed PONS a non-significant risk device, which makes it easier for Helius to gain clearance by the FDA. You can follow Helius on the CSE under the symbol HSM, and on the OTCQB, their symbol is HSDT. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed the show on a wide range of investment opportunities and salient advice from advisors who watch their sectors closely. For BTV, I'm Taylor Tone. Until next time, may your portfolio prosper.